Hey there, my Langley leopards. Today we are going to do a tropical bird, and I'm going to show you how to draw it. Now, there's a lot of different types of tropical birds, so if you want to look up tropical birds and draw one of your own, that's fine, or you could draw it the way I'm showing you. And then we are going to add patterns and texture. Now, patterns are something that repeats, and texture is the way something feels. So as I'm drawing my lines that make patterns, you have to think, oh wait, that looks like a texture too. And artists use both of those things in their art to make it look realistic and more interesting. So here we go. We're going to make a tropical bird, and we're going to add patterns with lines, and we're going to use those lines to make it look like texture. So here we go. All right, to do my tropical bird, I am going to draw it with marker so you can see it, but you should do it with pencil first. I'm going to make my big beak first. That's one thing that makes these tropical birds really stand out, is their big beak. So I'm going to make it almost like a triangle. And then I'm going to part my beak there. I'm going to make this line right here. So now I just have a beak. Now I have to do the rest. So I'm going to make the little hump for my head, and then I'm going to bring it down. So that's my head, and there's the back of my bird, and I'm going to bring it all the way down there. Now I'm going to do the front part of his body. Now I'm going to curve him. Okay, so I'm going to stop right there because here's going to be the long feathers of my bird. So I'm going to kind of make these lines here. Now here is going to be the wing of my bird, and I'm going to stick that to right here. All right, so now, I'm going to make his little curved feet. So 1, 2, 3. Okay, so now I'm going to do his eye, and we're just going to have one eye on there because he's looking at us from the side. And then I'm going to make this part for a detail of his face because some birds have that. Now, my bird is pretty much done. See how I did his feet here? I don't want him to look like he's floating. He's going to be sitting on a big tree branch. So I'm going to make that tree branch come here and here and here because he's sitting on a big branch. Now, you know what? I want my bird to have really silly hair. So I think I'm going to have him have some silly hair going on because it's art class and you can be silly. All right, so he has some little crazy hair going on. And now I'm going to take my colors and I'm going to start adding those patterns. And we're going to talk about whether they're patterns or texture. So let's see. If I make lots of circles, lots of dots, what type of, that's a pattern, it's a polka dotted pattern, just repeating, and I could add in lots of different colors in there. Okay, that's a pattern. But it's also could look like texture. And it could look like it would be really, really bumpy. Like if you touch these little dots all over, it would be bumpy. Okay? Now, let's look at if I do this zigzag line. It looks sharp, but look, I'm repeating it. So it's a pattern, but it also looks like it could be texture. So sometimes it could be both, okay? Let's see, if I do this wavy line in there, it definitely looks a little bumpy. It doesn't look like it's going to be rough or sharp. It's just going to be bumpy. And then I'm going to keep repeating those lines. So I've made a pattern, but I've also made it look like texture. So you could then add some leaves around your bird. And here's my finished one with all my patterns and texture in there, and I add some leaves. So we're going to draw it this week, and then you're going to finish it next week. So draw it this week, and we're going to finish it next week. All right, I'm so proud of you guys. I'll see you next week. Bye.